Preparing to stream. Says we're live, but I don't see us yet.
Oh my gosh, I closed my phone. That's why I was having my phone up. That's why I got that. Why I knew I had that call. Here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
We're
I'm going to
live.
hit record too on Zoom.
Okay.
Record. Welcome back, Megan. Everybody has been so depressed just listening to me talk at them.
I understand. I understand. It is hard not seeing this beautiful face every Magic Monday.
Exactly. I agree.
I love because I'm pulled up here where, I'm pulled up on the phone to see our recording and it says Megan is leaving. And the first thing you say is welcome back.
I know.
Those are two different things though.
Yeah. Back from Colombia. Whew. It was a big one, huh?
That was a big one. We were gone to Colombia for 11 nights where me and Scott and the group that we took got to sit with ayahuasca, 4 different journeys. And then I also did combo for 3 journeys. Yeah, it was so profound and amazing and enlightening. And there's just, as always, never any great words that do it justice. I just feel like, oh yeah, I could be like, yeah, it was awesome, or it was profound and enlightening, and both like it's the same. It was just so amazing to me that I can't get across the level of magic that it was, but I try. And then we came home and I just felt like I needed a lot of cocooning, a lot of integration space, maybe more than I have previously required.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so much has shifted. So much has shifted. And some of it was really like in the works before ever going
For
to
sure.
Colombia, which is exactly how grandmother ayahuasca and all of these plant medicines work, actually, is once you make the commitment, the whole paradigm of your life starts shifting and adjusting to make space for what is new, like what the new levels of self that we embody, new directions of life. And that's really what we're talking about today, is these new paths that we're all taking. Hence the subject line, Megan is leaving. Dun, dun, dun.
Dot, dot, dot.
Dot, dot, dot.
That's good. Yes. New beginnings. Absolutely. So why don't you start off and share what you're leaving?
Yeah. And we really wanted to share this with everyone in Sophia Mystery School. Of course, we would share the news, but we also want to like pull back the curtains and share how we come to these sort of decisions and how we make swift and impactful decisions without spending too much time in our minds and thinking about it and mentally masturbating around it. Instead, we just follow the direction and continue forward, which I think is some things that we do so well. And it's some things that we support our clients with, because this overthinking in the mind has people missing lots of opportunities and windows in their lives, right? And so in one breath, yes, we're going to share what I'm leaving and why, and then also how we came and
Oh man. Megan, you froze, or I froze.
it looks frozen.
Yeah, I can't hear you. So funny. Is it working on Facebook?
Oh, it was like,
Well, I'm gonna make you so weird. We've never had this issue before. New beginnings. All right. We're going to wait for Megan to jump back in. She was frozen. So we're going to talk about, what is shifting and how we come to these shifts to avoid the mental masturbation, right? Because a window of opportunity opens. And if you are in your thought process, is this right? Isn't this right? And getting all thinking about it, going to other people, asking other people their advice, then you're missing the opportunity that the universe is bringing to you. Here's Megan showing up. So you're actually missing the opportunity because you get too much in your head. And so we want to talk a little bit about how we do that and how we recognize the opportunities. Welcome back, Megan. Was I frozen or you? You were frozen on my end.
Well, I could hear you, but your picture was frozen and Facebook's like, oh, you're leaving, Megan? Bye, bitch. Gone. Done. So did you just keep going or did you start a new one?
Oh, I just started over. I'm like, fuck her. She's gone. Fuck them kids. No, I was talking about, because the last bit I couldn't hear of you, so I don't know what you said. So I was just saying we are going to talk about, what happens when we get a download to make a shift, that a window opens, and so many people miss those windows by overthinking it. Am I doing this right? Is this wrong? Asking other people for advice. What would they do? And the window closes, the window of opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just dive back in. You covered all that right there. So let's get back into the story. And that, we want to share what I'm leaving and why, but also how you could take this into your own life and heed the opportunities. So long story short, I will be transitioning out from the Sophia Mystery School, which means Michelle will be spearheading it and leading it as an autonomous sovereign being, and I will be in intuitive business consulting as a sovereign autonomous being, doing two separate things, which is going to be quite a shift and change for us because the last 3.5, almost 4 years, we have been partnered in the Sophia Mystery School, which has been such a blessing.
So much fun.
So much fun. Oh my gosh. And the places it has taken us, holy moly. And so here is what the interesting thing is I had the download that it was time for me to move on and to fully be immersed and emerged in intuitive business consulting. And that was the only information I had is, hey, it's time to move on, Megan. Is that intuitive knowing, that whisper that said, this chapter is over and now move. And there is no reason why that I can give that is very grounded or supports the logic or the thinking mind. It is simply a feeling and a knowing, and that I must move, like it's time to go. Now, of course, some of the other intuitive knowings that come through is that this is in the highest good for me and mom, that so much amazing things are already in the works and that are happening that I can't imagine, because of course my mind, like everyone, wants proof, wants like, well, what am I moving toward then? Like, well, what am I going to be doing? Well, what do you mean? This is a big part of what I do as purpose, as income, as joy, as something I love, right? So give me something else. Give me something tangible that I'm moving toward, if not this. Yeah. And that is the practice. And because I partner with Source, I don't have to, my humanness doesn't have to have proof, even though she demands it. My true self can come in and support her and love her and remind her that proof is not required to trust Source. Proof is not required to move forward, and that we don't have to demand good reasons or reasoning to move when intuitively know we should. So
Yeah.
I am leaving Sophia Mystery School.
Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you for explaining that. And thank you for leaving, Megan. It's not what I mean. Thank you for explaining it that way, because when we discussed it, I felt it too, right? It's like, oh, this has come to a completion. The way we're doing it right now has come to completion. And it's been so amazing to get to work with you. And I learned so much from you. And it's just been such a total blessing to get to do this with you. I remember coming to you, those years ago and saying, hey, what if we do this together? And yeah, so I go ahead.
Well, I want to add, because like you said, we've had so much fun and we've learned so much from each other and we love it so much that this is a practice in embodying our life lessons through pleasure. Just because it's going good and amazing and we love it doesn't mean that we insist on holding on to it when intuitively we know it's time to go, just because it still feels good,
Yeah.
right? And as we expand into receiving our life lessons through pleasure and bliss and channels of joy, this is it. We still move when it's time to move, right? We don't stay until it's shit. We don't stay until we resent it, or we don't stay until we no longer like it, right? We have moved into this realm where we get these knowings and we can still be in love and joy, that we don't insist on, hey, it's only time for me to move when I absolutely can't stand it anymore, when I don't like it, right? And who knows, that could be years from now. And yet it could have been years that we had this knowing that it was time to move on and do something different, but because it felt good and it was still working, we just stayed, right? And so this is how rapidly source consciousness moves when you've done the inner work to really flow with life and not demand proof. And when we demand proof, we also are demanding oftentimes that our lessons and our move points come from discomfort.
Yes.
Our points, yeah, like our move points now come up from a state of flow and joy, because we don't mental masturbate. But why? But why would it be now? But I still love it. No.
Yeah, it's not being attached to anything and honoring the feeling, because like you said, it can't necessarily be explained with logic or with human words. It's a knowing, right? And the earthly program is prove it. People talk a lot about faith, and there's a lot of lip service given to faith and trusting the knowing without the proof. And I love that you said that. And the proof is how it feels. That's the proof, that I'm feeling like, okay, this is shifting, right? And this past week, I have shifted so much energy. And yesterday, it all came together in an earthquake here. And it was literally like, oh my God, I have shifted so much that timelines have shifted, like the earth is shifting, our reality is shifting. And we're so excited about, because we're willing to release this partnership. I'm not releasing Sophia Mystery School. Sophia Mystery School is still in existence and will be a little bit different. But what we're doing is releasing the partnership in opening up to what else can come in.
Yeah. And I think it's such a beautiful representation and good to see how when things work well, we can still move on so they work even better, right? We don't have the proof of that. We have the faith of it. right?
Mhm.
We have more proof than our human mind can actually understand or comprehend, because it's the feeling, right? Not the emotion, it's that intuitive feeling. It's reading the frequency. And when I was sitting with ayahuasca, they were talking a lot about AI for some reason. Like, I didn't go in with the question, but they were showing me this big, huge robotic type of machine that was so wildly intelligent, you could almost think it had feelings, right? And they're saying how the AI is amazing and in its own right, but it is missing and will probably always be lacking the most intelligent, high functioning, superb technology, which is feeling.
Feeling.
Not emotion, not knowing. It is a feeling, being able to sense when something is in alignment or not in alignment. And if we all embodied more wholly and only used our feelings, we could never get it quote unquote wrong, right? We could never slow anything down. We could always be in the flow of our highest timeline. And that's what this is a great representation of, is that the moment we pick up on the feeling, we act. We don't go, oh, there's a feeling, and then think about it, run it by someone. What do you think? How about you? What do you think? Do you agree with this? But what do you think this person will think? Well, how about, no, we
Or
sense the and move.
sleep on it. Sleep on
Or
it.
sleep on it. Or meditate.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you get a feeling and a knowing and then you go meditate on it, you might as well be saying, hey, I got that, but I'm going to go pretend that I didn't get it and see if my mind will agree with it. And we just don't live there anymore, which is why our life moves so rapidly in alignment with our dreams, with prosperity, with joy, with love.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so that's how we live in flow, is rapid movement. Like, what does it feel like? And then go with it. And that requires some difficult decisions, like parting ways, or it means going against a lot of earthly programs.
Yeah, it does, because it didn't make sense. We're like, well, we like it. Our clients like it. It's a great source of income, doing something we love. What are we missing here? We're not missing. Our mind thinks we're missing because it doesn't make sense to the mind that is only logic, that can only pull from the past, right? And we're moving with intuition, with source consciousness that is timeless. It's not the past, it's not the present, it's not the future, it's all of it simultaneously.
Yes, yes.
And I think it's a great idea to talk about what Sophia Mystery School is, like, in its next phase, which will be ever evolving and always becoming, just as we are.
Yeah.
It's never one thing, but what it is in this moment now. Want to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll answer questions on here.
Okay. Yeah. Sophia Mystery School is it's a school to support you in connecting and becoming your true self, with a capital T, your true self. And that's what Megan and I are just talking about, is living from the true self, tapping into that feeling and living from there, releasing, no longer living from wounding, no longer living from programs of the human nature of people pleasing or healing, even healing, right? It's a place for awakening to your divine self through groups I have the Making Light of Your Shadow group right now, deep dive into shadow work, deep dive into shadow play. Honestly, it's shadow play and looking at those aspects of yourself. If you're not willing to integrate your shadow, you cannot access your true self. The true self is only accessed through the shadow. So I do that in groups. I also do private mentoring, so we can dive deep one-on-one through the shadow integration, through healing the 4 core wounds, and applying all of wisdom. Everything that I've studied over the past 30 years is a culmination that I bring in. And I say over the past 30 years, I know I'm also accessing other lifetimes, right? The shamanism and all of the high priestess, all of that. So that's what Sophia Mystery School is. And it will continue to evolve and grow. But that's 2 ways you can work with me, is one-on-one and in the Making Light of Your Shadow group, which is extraordinary.
It's so extraordinary. And this is, what? Am I frozen?
You were frozen for a second, but
I'm
then
back.
unfroze.
And this is your specialty. And when people cut, I do lots of podcasts and interviews as of late. And so often I get asked, like, what is your secret sauce? How do you generate this kind of money, this kind of joy, this kind of satisfaction in your life? We're now buying and building a home in Bali that we're going to be moving into over the next 2 years. And my life is such magic. And when people say, like, how is, it could make me cry, is Michelle, it is like, I get to sit with you and move through everything that surfaces for me. I do such a deep dive, literally multiple times a week. I am playing with the unconscious self. I am excavating my shadow. And so when people are like, what is your secret sauce? It's shadow work. It's Michelle. It's my mom's insight that can be blind to, right? And so for me, this has been a stepping into my true calling, which is business and money, which is also mom stepping into her true calling, which is personal and spiritual development and excavating the shadow to becoming your full true self. That my life would not be like this without having done that work. And so while I have enjoyed doing the work, I realized this is where you're shining, right? Like, this is what your specialty is. The transformation from our clients, it's like coming through this funnel of you. And it was just this knowing, like, okay, I get to stand in my clear funnel as well, which is business and helping my clients, increase their income, just like yours is to help people get to know their true self. Because the reason why I live this life is because I am more often in my true self than in my ego selves or my identity selves. And that has come through the work that you've taken me through over my adult life.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Megan. And I, we do like bounce off of each other and support each other so much. And I appreciate you acknowledging that. And one more thing I would like to add, I know we've gone a little long here, is that in our businesses, in the Sophia Mystery School and in intuitive business consulting, we are the medicine. We hold a frequency that is transformative in itself, because we're not just, we have embodied what we do. And so when you come into our container, you're already affected by the frequency that we now hold because of the work we've done. So I just wanted to put that out there too, that it's really hard to put into words. It's like when you come into our container, transformation occurs rapidly.
Yeah, and it's really so important to choose the people that you work with the way that we do. We're very discerning about who we work with. We don't really care if they have beautiful branding or a bunch of testimonials. We really care about our mentors that are living according to their teaching, right? Can they just talk about it, or are they actually living it? When push comes to shove, do they crumble and dissolve back into the ego, or are they really aligned with what it is that they're teaching? And when we choose our mentors, that's what we're looking at. And so, that's why we want to come to you with all transparency, right? That as you choose to work in Sophia Mystery School, what you are getting is healed healers, right? You aren't getting people who are tossing out, hey, we're doing this. Will you pay for it? No, you are working with people who are every single day in the work themselves.
Yes, absolutely. And we thrive on that. We are passionate about personal development, spiritual development. That is our passion. It's not something we do so that we can get this result. It's something we do because it is so satisfying and fulfilling to us. And then to be able to serve from that space.
Yeah. So good.
So good.
Well, it has been a joy to be here. And our very last little seed planting that we're going to do, little seed planting, is the Sophia Mystery School podcast that is going to be launched soon over the next few months. You will start hearing and seeing more about that. And that is something that we are co-creating. We'll both be there for the conversation, but it will be led by Michelle.
Yay! So excited to do it. Because I love the conversations we have, and we have such amazing, profound, fun, funny conversations that we learn so much. We have fun in them, and we learn so much, and we have ahas because of the way we talk to each other and what we talk about. And so we really want to share that in a grander scale.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep an eye out for that. That is just going to keep snowballing and getting more exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Share with us. We'll come back. I'll come back and check out the questions you have, and I'll either answer the questions in Facebook, or we'll go live next week and answer some of those questions. But your questions will get answered. So for now, share with us too, what new beginnings are you sensing? I know there's a lot of stuff going on planetarily. We're not the only ones shifting and changing at this time. So we'd love to know what's going on with you, and you can share that in the comments. All right, everyone. Mwah. Bye for now. We will see you next time.